Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Sitting down here in Alma, Arkansas. Wherever the heck that is. But it's here. Done wrap my day up for the day. Done driving. I am continuing on the little educational videos that I've been trying to do. I think I'm going to have to start a new playlist just for these phone calls that are talking to truck drivers, their wives. I might try to talk to a dispatcher later. I have a mechanic in line for doing a video. So I'm going to try to reach out and touch with people that are affiliated and have been affected by it, and that way y'all will get a good feeling on what's going on. Right now I have a darling little gal on here, Stormy. She's Jim Dunn's wife. She's got quite a tale that she can share with us on her experience with trucking, besides being married to Jim. And I know the main question that all my subscribers is going to want to ask you, dear, is, and thanks for doing this phone call with us.
Sure, anytime.
Cool. I know the main question, most of the people that coming into my live streams and whatnot, they want to know just how drunk did you have to get to marry Jim? And did you really check and make sure there was a marriage license the morning after? He could have been telling you stories.
He could have been, you know.
I like to bust his chops, and I know a lot of them in the room do whenever he comes in. But he don't stay long. So, well, now, Stormy and I have talked a little bit, so I know some of her history. And she goes back all the way to her childhood with trucking. You want to share with us a little bit how you got associated with trucking?
Well, as far back as I can remember, I was in kindergarten, and my dad, he was a truck driver, and he was a truck driver up until I was 12, so a long time.
Yeah. Now, did you get to go out with him and go anywhere with him?
Yeah, I did. I was about 10, and it was Christmas break. You know, we got 2 weeks off from school, so I said, well, I want to go with Dad. And I went on the East Coast with him, New York, New Jersey, all of that. And I'd always talk to his dispatcher when I wanted to talk to him. She'd get a hold of him, and then he'd call me, you know, so I could talk with him. And she invited us over for dinner one night at her house. That was cool. She
Yeah, it
was
was.
in New Jersey.
See, now you're going back to the time before cell phones and all that. And if there was an emergency, that's exactly how the wives and the family had to do it. They had to reach out to the dispatcher, to the company. And then they would, as soon as the driver called in, then they would tell the driver, call home.
Yep. That's how it went.
Now, from the time you was 12, you said he quit driving then. Was your next association when you and Jim got together?
Yes.
Okay. And how he was a local driver at that time, home every night and a whole bit. He did that for, what, 15 years, I think he told me?
Yeah, about 17.
Okay.
So,
Well, you have our... Go ahead.
Well, we got to talking about him going over the road, so, you know, I kind of knew what to expect, you know. Him being gone a lot, and, you know, so that helped me growing up, you know.
Well, that's exactly what I was fixing to say, you know. Okay, you was a youngin', but still, you knew what it was to have Daddy gone all that time, so to have the husband gone, at least you had a clue. You wasn't totally blindsided.
Right.
And our condolences to you for having to put up with Jim for 17 years, coming home every day. He's a
good guy.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I just like to bust his chops.
Oh, yeah, he loves it.
And he is a true Yankee. I don't know if he's always bouncing off the walls at home, but dadgummit, that boy talks. He talks a mile a minute.
Yes, he does.
So, now he went over the road after 17 years, which he's only been out basically a year, we'll say. How have you been handling that? I know it has to be different from being a child with daddy gone and having your spouse, your other half gone.
Oh, yeah.
How much difference has that made in your life?
Oh, it's a lot. It gets overwhelming, it does, but, you know, I work full time, and I come home and take care of the house and kids, you know, but when it gets overwhelming, I just think, you know, hey, I can shower anytime I want. At least I can see the boys every day. And, you know, Jim can't.
There you go.
So, you know, that helps.
Yeah, look for them silver linings.
Yeah.
And it's really hard on us out here being away from the family. I know it's real easy to be sitting at the house, and it does get overwhelming. Grandma Rose, she had 4 teenagers at the house when we got together, and I was already a trucker, which, you know, I tried to warn her about it, but you can't really warn people about this. You have to experience it.
Exactly.
So, and now you have to take on all the other business, just like right now you're having car issues. Nothing major, thank God.
I have a great mechanic, thank goodness.
Right. Well, that's what I was fixing to say. You have to get your own network going because all of that falls on you. Now, we can do some stuff. I know Jim helps out with phone calls and plays phone tag with people and stuff, but still the lion's share falls upon the person that's at home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not easy, but, you know, you gotta be tough.
That's true. This industry is very hard on marriages. I mean, extremely hard. And I give kudos to any wife that can withstand it and deal with the pressure of it, especially the young new wives. Yeah, it's hard on the women, folks. There's a lot to be said for the T-shirt that says a trucker's wife's tough.
Yeah.
What would you like to share with any of the ladies, or well, whatever, because I know a couple ladies that drive and their husbands are at home, so, you know, in this day and age, it goes either way, so let me rephrase that. What would you like to share with any spouses that are, their other one is wanting to get into trucking? What kind of words of wisdom can you give them?
Well, I don't know, be tough. It's going to be hard, but, you know, it's all worth it. Your man or your wife is out there making a good living for you. There's a lot of sacrifices, but it's worth it.
The sacrifices are on both sides, you know?
Right.
Oh.
And like today, I respect the crap out of my dad, you know, for what he did.
Right.
So, you know, he wasn't around a lot, but I understand why. Yeah, I had a pretty good childhood. That's because of him, what he did, so I appreciate that.
And you know, my kids resented me a little bit in their later teenage years because I was gone all the time, but as they have reached into adulthood and started their own families, and I'm still trucking, they have, like yourself, they have came to a point where they can appreciate the sacrifices that a driver does make.
Right. And I was the same way. I resented him, you know. It's like, well, he's leaving again, you know, but I grew up and you know, he was just trying to make a living for me, so. Right.
Well, that's just like your youngins being in football, in high school football. Now, we all know dadgum well that Jim would rather be at a football game watching his boy play football than sitting in a nasty truck stop watching truck drivers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so he's making his sacrifices, and hopefully the youngins will realize that someday. They might now, being that you're basically a trucker family. They might now. So,
yeah. Well, when they grow up, they'll really appreciate it. So.
I understand. So you're handling it real good. You're not all bent out of shape and wanting him to come off the road.
Nah.
And you're kind of relieved that he's gone sometimes. He might listen, so careful with your answer.
Uh-oh, yeah, I better be careful, huh?
Yeah, buddy. Well, darling, I appreciate you sharing your time with us.
Sure.
I just don't know a whole lot of questions to ask you on it. And you've done told everybody that, yeah, it can be rough on you, but tough it out. You know?
That's right.
And that's the main thing for the women at home is to understand, or the spouses at home, is to understand that the other one out here is making his sacrifices. It's easy to think they're just riding around eating high on the hog and just having a blast.
Right.
I'll be doing another video with Carlos, and that's what him and I are going to get into a lot, is the psychology and the head games and whatnot that are played on the driver out here, usually by himself or themselves. Yeah. So, well, if you can't think of anything else to share with us, I'll let you get off and start your dinner.
All right. Well, if you need any more, just call me.
I'll sure do it. And I ain't forgot you wanted a signed t-shirt. I think my boy got that link fixed. So you order whatever shirt you want, and I'll get you my address and you mail it to me, and I'll sure sign it for you. I'll gladly sign it for you. I'd be honored. All right, honey. Thanks a lot. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye,
babe.
Bye.
All right, folks. That was Stormy. Ain't a whole lot that you can say about being at home while your spouse is out here, other than it is hard on them. It's extremely hard on them. And it's hard on both parties. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is that especially if you're at home having that pity party, you're thinking the other one's out here having a ball. And it's the same thing vice versa. We get having our own pity parties out here and get feeling sorry for ourselves, jealous of the home time the other one's got, the time with the kids. That's the biggest sacrifice that a driver makes out here, is having time away from being forced to stay away from your children, your grandchildren, your spouse. It really ain't as easy as everybody thinks. So if you're thinking about coming out here, you need to really think this over hard. And you do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're thinking about making this decision, you need to talk to everyone. The wife, the kids. You heard Stormy say that her and Jim talked about him coming out here. It was not a decision that he made on his own. He included her, and I imagine from the way I picked up on their family that they included the two boys too, and got their opinions and let them know what was going to happen. So if you do that, at least you don't blindside them. It's a rough enough adjustment to make from your spouse leaving. Now dad or mom is always gone, and I'm serious, I do know a couple of ladies. We have one with this company that she drives and her husband rides with her once in a while. He's not a CDL driver. He has a job, evidently a decent one, I will assume. So he's not giving up his job to come with her. So it's reverse roles, which is real common in this day and age. So whoever's staying at home, whoever's thinking about coming out, you need to talk. You need to make sure that both of y'all are in agreement. So with that, I'm going to call this a video. I hope that it helps somebody out down the road. If it helps one couple or one individual, then my goals have been reached for this video. Y'all remember, the good Lord loves you, so do we. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Bye.